My cousin dropped off her 4 kids at my home without a warning so she could cruise with her boyfriend. Now, the CPS is involved. My girlfriend and I do not have kids, so we have extra free time, as we always get told by my cousin, who has 4 kids, all minors. She'd been joking around lately and saying we should take care of the children, all of them, as she has booked a cruise with her new boyfriend. We didn't pay any attention to it as it sounded absurd, and just laughed along with her. We both have an extra day off as it was a long weekend, and heard some knocking on the door at 7 a.m. I go down to check who it is, and see my cousin's 4 kids standing out there in the cold, mother nowhere in sight. I open the door and bring them in, because it's freezing outside, and they had no jackets on. Then I asked where the mother is. They said she told us that you would take care of us while she is on her cruise, so we took the bus, and came to your house. I couldn't believe my eyes and ears. I called her immediately, and her phone was off. Called her new boyfriend, and his phone went to voicemail. I asked the kids to explain exactly what their mom had told them. They said in these words, she said since you don't have any responsibilities and have free time, you said you will look after us while she's gone. What do I do? I called my aunt, and she said the same thing, that my cousin had told her I agreed to take care of the kids. She didn't even have the courtesy to drop them off and made them catch the bus on a cold winter day, thinking of calling child services at this point. Update. We were still trying to figure out what to do. Gave them food, put the heater on, got them settled. Still no word from their mom or her boyfriend, both phones going straight to voicemail. Then, around 10:30 a.m., I get a call from a private number. It's the police. They ask if I've got 4 kids at my house. I said yes, and explained the situation. Turns out the bus driver who dropped them off is the one who called it in. Apparently, on the ride over, the kids told him they were going to stay with family, and gave him our address. He thought it was odd that 4 young kids were traveling alone and cold with no bags or jackets, so after dropping them off, he reported it for a welfare check just to be safe. A short while later, both police and child protection show up at my door. I told them everything, showed them the texts where my cousin had joked about us watching the kids, explained how we had no warning, and that they just showed up, saying we'd agreed. The kids said their mom told them we had plenty of free time, and would be happy to take them. Then, about an hour and a half after that, police tell me they've gone to the cruise terminal, and found her on the ship. This ship was in Circular Quay in the city, not too far from my place, and was scheduled to leave at 3:30 p.m. She had already boarded, ready to sail off with her new boyfriend. They pulled her off and told her she had to come immediately. No argument. She showed up at our house looking completely unbothered, full cruise outfit, sunglasses on her head, lanyard around her neck. Didn't even look at the kids, just walked in and said, "Did you seriously get the police involved?" I told her she left 4 kids with no warning, no gear, and no contact info. She starts going off about how I embarrassed her and ruined her holiday. Then my aunt calls, her mom, yelling at me, saying I'd gone too far, and that she paid for the cruise as a treat for her daughter, and I'd wasted her money. Meanwhile, child protection was taking a statement from me, and telling my cousin this was a serious neglect issue, and would be investigated. She didn't seem to care. Grabbed the kids, didn't say thank you, didn't apologize, just left, like I was the one in the wrong. Update 2. A couple of days after my cousin came to pick up the kids, Fax got back in touch, and asked a few follow-up questions. During the conversation, they mentioned they had contacted the kid's biological father, and informed him of what had happened. Apparently, he's been paying child support and trying to stay in touch, but my cousin made it almost impossible. Would ignore his calls, block him, cancel visits, that sort of thing. Well, when he found out what she did, leaving the kids to catch a bus alone in winter, and dumping them on our doorstep, he was furious. Drove straight to Sydney that same night. He came to our house the next morning. Genuinely nice guy, shaken, but calm. He asked how the kids were, if they said anything, and what exactly happened. You could tell he cared. Then he told me straight up, he's going to apply for full custody. He said he's been documenting everything for years. The canceled visits, the excuses, the strange behavior when the kids did come back to him, and this was the final straw. Leaving them like that without even a message? He said he wouldn't let them grow up thinking that was normal. I told him I fully supported him. Those kids deserve stability. He thanked us for not turning them away, and for taking care of them when no one else did. Then he left to speak with a solicitor. Now, onto something I didn't expect, and honestly still can't believe. Our car was vandalized last night. All 4 tires were slashed. Nothing else touched, just the tires. We noticed it this morning when my girlfriend went to head out. Unfortunately, we don't have cameras installed, but we've asked neighbors if they have any footage from overnight. Can't say for sure who did it, but given the timing, I've got a few guesses, especially since a family member called us yesterday blaming us for turning the family against my cousin. No proof yet, but we've reported it to the police just in case. The entire family is believing her version of the story. I'm thinking of compiling a Facebook post with all the information to prove what happened, as things are getting serious now.